Well, let's see if anybody shows up. It is Saturday, and I don't usually do this on Saturdays. Let's see if people come in. It is Saturday. I don't usually do Saturday streams. So let's see if anybody comes in. For those of you who are already here, I don't know how many people are going to come. It is Saturday. It is lunchtime. People have families and things. I'm hoping to see some people, but I never usually go live on Saturdays. And I'm willing. I want to see what kind of crowd we get. So if you guys are here, just leave some comments. Let me know who's here. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll be looking forward to talking with you guys for a while today. So if you guys have any questions. See how many of y'all are just hanging around. I'm going to give it a few minutes, and if no one comes in, I'll just come on later. Unless people start asking questions. Hello, everyone in the chat. Hello, everybody who's here. See, a bunch of you guys are watching, but we're going to see how many people we can pull for a Saturday afternoon live stream and see what we can get done, talked about, things of that nature. So if you guys are in the chat, or if you guys could leave comments in the chat, I want to know who's here, who wants to talk, who's got any questions, who's got any thoughts about last night, let's just talk. Let's see what's going on, guys. What's going on, guys? What's new? So for the new people who are in the chat, or in the live, leave some comments. I don't see, nobody's left a comment yet, so I'm going to see which one of you guys are here. Again, I don't usually do Saturday streams. Usually I'm busy debunking or working on some stuff. But we'll get into some stuff if I could pull a little bit more people. Like I said, I don't usually come on a Saturday, so I have no idea what to expect today, to be perfectly honest with you. Linda's here. What was your announcement last week? I think I missed it. You see that right there? Flyers and posters, and I just had a big marketing thing in 19 different cities. Just had people handing out flyers and doing this and that, and so hopefully it starts to wake people up. But I got bigger plans too. So thank you, Linda. Linda, it's nice to see you here. Also, Linda, how annoying is it that you share the name with Vince McMahon's wife? I'm assuming that has to be a real pain in the ass. Well, it's okay. I still like seeing you here in the chat though. So guys, we're starting to get some people in. Guys, start leaving comments. Let's start this up. People don't usually pronounce it right. My name is Micah. Do you know how many people fuck that up? Oh, you're Michael, huh? Oh, my friend started calling me Mickey when I was when I was in kindergarten. They started calling me Mickey. Swirly is here. Hey, Swirly. So I'm going to give it a little bit longer to get some more people in here, and then we'll see if we can't do something. Again, it's a Saturday. I don't usually go live on Saturdays. I'm usually busy highlighting books and making PowerPoint presentations to show you guys during the week. So I see some people in here. You guys have any questions while we're waiting for more people to come in? Helios is here, so I'm starting to see some of the regulars. Hey, hope your weekend's going well so far. Yeah. When I get off this live, I'm going to jump into the Talmud. We're going to see exactly what it says. So we could dispel rumors or confirm them. We have the ability to fix something huge and gain wisdom. Dang. Joseph Rebholz, thank you. Joseph, I don't think I've seen you in the chat. I don't recall. How did you find me, bud? I was number 10 subscriber. Found you through Raw or Leak Project. Which Raw? You were my 10th subscriber? Wow. Dude. So how come we don't talk often? Different Linda is here. Hi, Linda. What are you guys up to this Saturday? I work, brother. Well, Joseph, what do you think of my work? Have you been following me for a while? Or you just keep tabs? Have you been following my work too? Ralph Castaldo. Do you know what Ralph Castaldo did to me, Joseph? We used to talk on the phone, and I was about to go on his podcast. This was 4 years ago. And I was about to go on his podcast, and we had a phone conversation, a long one. We talked about Atlantis, we talked about crystals, we talked about everything. And then I went on a podcast, and I was talking about the same topics, but from my point of view. I didn't I don't agree with most of the shit that comes out of his mouth. But it was crazy because he has these copper tension coils, and he was supposedly sending me one. I sent him my first 2 books. He supposedly sent me a copper coil, but it got sent back to him. The whole thing was just weird. Anyway, I was on a podcast, and I started talking about all the kind of topics that everybody always talks about, right? He accused me of plagiarizing and stealing our phone conversation and threw a huge fit. Then when my books got published on Amazon, he left shitty reviews on it, and he didn't even read them. Castaldo's a piece of shit, and I don't like him. He was supposed to be at a UFO conference that I was at over the summer this year in Florida. And I saw his name on the billing. And then from what I heard, he just never bothered to show up. I have no positive things to say about Ralph Castaldo. He accuses everyone of stealing his work. I'm not the only one. He has accused multiple people of stealing his work. Now, this would be ironic, but it's not. I have my own views on things, but because we were talking about similar topics, and it might have been on Leak Project, or it might have been on something else. Anyway, so I'm really close with Rex, right? And Ra's biggest podcast he, I think, has ever done is on Rex. And him and Rex still talk, and me and Rex still talk. Every time Rex brings me up, he just kind of shuts up. But that's the story with Ralph Castaldo. He accused me of plagiarizing his work. I don't have time to plagiarize your work, man. I don't know who the fuck you are. You're not important to me. You know, I was just trying to be nice to someone. Like I'm always nice when I'm starting to talk to people online and everything. I'm always kind and polite, and you know I'll DM and I'll talk to people. He went apeshit. He accused me of stealing all his work, which I did not do. So all of it. So what do you think, Joseph, about the story I just told you? You can go to my Amazon page for my book series for my first 4 books. He left awful reviews, like awful reviews, and early on too. Now I didn't know this at the time, but a bad review is just as good as a good review on Amazon because people see good reviews, they're like, I wonder what's in there. People hear that it's the worst story on the planet and they think, I want to know what's in there. So it kind of works both ways. But he did leave it, and you can go find it on my first 4 books. Look, I'm nice to everyone. I was nice to him. I sent him my first 2 books. I asked for one of his copper things. I can believe it 100%. He blames a lot of people that they steal his ideas regarding the sun. Fuck this guy. I've never done anything to harm him in my life. I've been nothing but nice to him. And he left me shitty Amazon reviews on my book series that he never even read. And they were just like nasty too. And he accused me of stealing his work. I don't want anything to do with that motherfucker. I blocked him. I blocked his phone number. He used to leave me text messages that were just like longer than any text messages that I've ever gotten. They were just like on the phone. It was just scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and just nonsense of him complaining about everything. No. I haven't even followed him. I actually don't even care about him. I haven't even thought about him. I haven't even thought about him until today when you just brought him up. And I've yet to see anybody show me that anyone has stolen from him too. But we're gonna stop talking about Ra because I don't give a shit about him. I'm not even gonna call him Ralphie. His name is Ralph. He's not Ra. No one calls Ralph Ra in the world. He has not even put out his first book yet. Don't know his YouTube. Don't know his social media because they're all blocked. Don't talk about him. So now that I got some people in here, and there are a lot of new people, I want to share a couple of stuff. I've been talking a lot about my work lately. Now, unlike Ra, I have 8 professionally published books, 9 technically, because I have a kid's book too. I have 8. It's called Into the Rabbit Hole series. And if you go to my website, which I'm going to put in the chat, or reach out to me on social media. Okay, so on that website at the bottom, there's a way to reach out to me. It's a little box that you fill out a message and it goes to my email. And all my socials, my YouTube, all my book series, all my astrotheology work. It's all there, guys. And I would implore you all who are here to please pick up a copy of my first book. which is I think $16 on Amazon. If you want to get them signed through me, that's a different story. But all my books in them. Let's talk about it. First of all, I have a flash drive too that has all my digital books and has all my PowerPoints that I sell. If you want to reach out to me, my book series, my first book, talks about MK Ultra. My second book talks about the pyramids and the capstones, and also how Islam was created. My third book talks about the Rosicrucians versus the Knights Templar. My fourth book talks about, which I predicted years ago, and you can read it in my book. The fifth book talks about what happened to the Library of Alexandria. My sixth book completely exposes the Bohemian Grove. My seventh book talks about alchemically turning lead or a meteorite from the Kaaba into gold. And my eighth book talks about destroying the Federal Reserve. It's all pertinent to this kind of information, and they're fun stories, guys. So it's Into the Rabbit Hole series. That's what it's called. It's called Into the Rabbit Hole. And you can always reach out to me. If you're interested in getting a copy of the first book or just in general, I would ask you guys to please support me and pick up a copy of the first book. The flash drives and the books, that's how you support me, and that's how I keep going. So I'm not going to be like Alex Jones, and every 2 minutes I'm going to be like, shove this chaga mushroom up your ass. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to talk about it for a few minutes, and then we'll move on to something else. So, started the Sacred Stones, Book 2 tonight. Been on a high from Beneath the Veil. Ooh. Why is that, Joseph? Tell me why. Let's talk about it. What did you think of the first book? Any truth to the rumors that as we slowly merge into the new age of Aquarius, okay, well, that's correct so far as we are merging into it. We're not in it. They're trying to merge all the major belief systems into a single one which can be controlled behind the scenes. Absolutely. You can look up Chrislam. They're trying to bring a one world government. They're trying to bring a one world everything, and we're fighting it. And that's the great battle. That's our great battle. Joseph, let me give you a key to my books. Most of the names and most of the locations, like the building names, are all anagrams. And if you unscramble them and figure out what they are and who they represent, it tells a completely different story. It goes from a fictional account of what we're going through to explaining exactly what we're going through. And I encoded it that way to be fun so that people could figure it out. But for the most part, I wanted you guys to know that that's basically what happened. So, again, if you guys would support me, pick up Beneath the Veil, Into the Rabbit Hole, Beneath the Veil on Amazon. I would love to talk to you guys about my book series, which I'm going to do eventually. Not too far. I'm going to talk about my book series, and we'll do lives about it. But guys, please pick up a copy of the first book. I did this for everyone, and I want to share it with the world. So, I don't see any more comments. Joseph, what were you saying? Been on a high from Beneath the Veil. What do you mean by that? I can't believe how you made the characters real people in real scenarios, and it goes deep. Sometimes I laugh my ass off because my New York comes out. Are you talking about how they're young, wise ass motherfuckers? I can't listen. I forget who said this, but they said that every writer, whether he knows it or not, includes himself into his own work. It's the personality of the read over. But yeah, that's what it is. But that's what needs to be done. People need to be kicked in the ass. But this is also what's known as a soft release, in the sense that you can read the books and it'll teach you hidden truth bombs and the truth of the world, as Joseph has been backing me up here right now. It teaches you real stuff, but it's in a story form, so people can go back to their land and be happy afterwards. But it's planting seeds. That's what it's all about. That's what my marketing thing was back there. It was to plant seeds. The books are to plant seeds. My flash drives are to plant seeds. Heather's here. Heather. What up, girl? Oh, thanks for the rose. Much love, Heather. Watermans. Hello, Micah, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Watermans and I have recently started talking on social media. But Joseph, figure out the anagrams. I think the president, Lilac nor Thinly, should be obvious to you. And once you figure that out, it tells a different story. My books are multi-layered. And they're fun as hell to write. I don't think there's been a book series like this, to be honest with you, that just so blatantly shows the corruption in the world and the lies that we don't even know we were lied to about. That's what these books are. But he's right. I'm pure New York. Long Island born and bred. And like Jersey Shore type personalities usually don't go deep in esotericism. So it's kind of like I'm carving my own way through this beast that is the esoteric world that we live in. But it's funny, though. You had mentioned before how in modern history classes they emphasize Washington as first president but skip the presidents of the Continental Congress. What's the point of them doing that? So I have, you know who explained to me? You know who I heard that from? The presidents before the president? Prince, the singer, Prince. Prince said it on an interview, and I was like, no way. So I went back and looked at it, and I was like, oh my God. I don't know why they would do this. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't mean they didn't lie to you. They lied to you. Washington was not the first president. I don't know why they would have lied, Helios. That's the thing, is the motivation, is the why. Why do people do certain things? Why? That's the psychology behind it. And I don't get into that. I just expose the bullshit. I'll let someone else psychoanalyze them. Heather, what's going on with you? Is Pearl Girl. Prince. Yeah. Prince was a smart dude. Prince was an occultist. Prince was esoteric as hell. And they killed him. Not because of the Washington thing, but just they did kill him. Once you become super popular, they try and control you because now you have influence. Prepping for a 15-hour drive. Wow. Where are you going from and to? I made a drive like that once. Saw you were on and thought I'd listen while I laundry. Heather, I love it. Heather, are we friends on Facebook? I have a couple Heather friends, but I don't recognize Heather Rose. Let me know if we're friends on social media. And I really try and remember where I know all you guys from, but it's getting impossible. So forgive me. It's not that I'm not trying. I'm talking to new people every day. Let me see here. His Pearl Girl. New here, what's the story behind the story in writing your books? They sound interesting. So his Pearl Girl. Check this out. You're new here? Hold on. Got it. His Pearl Girl. I'm looking at our mutual follows and followers on Twitter. See what you're following. I'm going to DM you a link. And I'm going to tell you who I am and what I do. Okay. His Pearl Girl. I just sent you a DM on Twitter. So check that video out about me and then come back or reach out to me again. All over Northeast Tennessee and then to Nashville. We're connected on Instagram. Cool, Heather. Hey, Heather, are you from Tennessee? Because I heard that the Venezuelan gangs are everywhere there now. So his Pearl Girl, too. On this thread, yes. My books are my research in astrotheology, plus my books are 1984 by George Orwell mixed with Dan Brown's The Da Vinci Code. That is the book series with young, wise-ass kids that are going to make you laugh. You're going to blow your mind. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to discover the truth about everything. I'm going to fill your head with facts. It's just, I pour my life into these books. It's just everything I've learned. And I share it with you guys. And I weave it in such a way that you guys see how it's modern day too. Linda, you follow me on Facebook? Awesome. North Knox County, East Tennessee, born and raised. Now I live on Cherokee land and an RV resort. God, I wish I could do something like that. That sounds so relaxing. It really does. Now let me ask you guys a question. If I were to do a get-together in Florida at some point next spring, would you guys be interested in coming and meeting? We get like a hotel for like a day or two, and we'll hang out. We'll have a meet and greet. We'll talk information. We'll record a podcast. Are you guys interested in that kind of thing? This is a new account on YouTube. Okay, Linda. I live in the woods. Only gangs around me are the redneck mafia. Welcome to my life. Down here, where people with cowboy hats ride alligators. The fuck? That would be awesome. Pull up your modeling pics, brother. The ladies will swim. I have a girl right now, and I'm very happy with her. I'm very happy with her. And I'm not going to show you guys shirtless pics or anything, but I'll show you what I looked like when I was 20, when I was an Abercrombie model, store model, I should say. And I never got molested, by the way. An Abercrombie store model and an actor. So bear with me a sec. Oh, cocksucker, it's not there. Hold on. Fuck. Can't believe I'm showing you guys this picture. This is me at 20. When I was in New York, actor and an Abercrombie store model. This was me. I know it's not a great picture, but it is what it is. So that was me. Sure. All right. Speaking of the Da Vinci Code, what were your main thoughts on that book? Read it way back, interesting, but anything really deeper than a fictional thriller? The outcome was not true. Dan Brown, for his incredible research, and he's a wonderful storyteller. My book series, the way I write with cryptograms, anagrams, and hidden treasures and things like that, Dan Brown is my literary idol. Just the way he tells stories, and I based my work a lot on him. The Da Vinci Code was incredibly entertaining, and I can watch his movies all the time. I could watch. He didn't make Origin yet, but I could watch The Hidden Symbol over and over again. Fucking ripped. Thanks, Joseph. But yeah, that's it. I'll show that one time, and then that's it. I'm a New Yorker. What do you want from my life? I'm a New Yorker. But anyway, so you guys who are here, now that we got a lot more people in here, I'm asking all of you guys to pick up my first book, Into the Rabbit Hole, Beneath the Veil. I want to talk about it. I want to do a dive into it at some point. But I need you guys to pick up the book. I'm not forcing you to, guys. I can't force you to. And I'm not shoving it down your throat like Alex Jones. Now we got a lot more people in this room right now, so I just wanted to tell you guys I have an 8-book series called Into the Rabbit Hole. And I sell flash drives with my books and all my astrotheology work. If you want it, just reach out. My email is into the rabbit hole series at gmail.com. Joseph, make America healthy again, right? I'm kidding. Being here is way more interesting than stupid TV. I agree with you. I'd like to think I'm more interesting than TV. So, I don't ask Pete. Look, I don't have a Patreon, and I don't hide stuff behind a paywall because I believe that this information should be out for people. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to sell products that give out this information for me. My book series, the flash drive, can't make you take them. But if you do, you're helping to support me, and I wonderfully appreciate that. A lot of people have supported me so far, but need to keep it going. I've got a lot of things coming up. So for those of you guys know, it's 10 days now. Okay, so in 10 days from now, I'm going to be on Archaics with Jason about my work. I'm going to try and do my entire presentation. We'll see how that works. I've got an influencer on Twitter. I've got a show called The Outer Realm, which is like 120 radio channels. And I'm going to be doing that with Michelle. And there's another one that I'm doing that I can't remember. Oh, with Richard Willett, who's friends and close with the Ikes. So Jamie Ike is going to watch this. Hopefully I'll talk to David Ike about my work one day. But things are in motion. But in the meantime, if you guys could look, my books are not, I'm not giving you superfluous shit. These are raw books. They're young, wise-ass kids that save the world and fix the problems that we literally have now. Flash drive. Drive off in a flash. The fuck is flash fuel? Yeah, those are from my first book. Those are clues to what they have to do. Again, remember, when you're talking to newbies, guys, you have to soft pill them. If you were to tell people the ultimate truth, they wouldn't even understand it. It would go over their head. They wouldn't even get it. You have to start giving them chewable information, and that's what my books are. I'll see if I can get it off Amazon. I'd like a hard copy of your first book. You can reach out to me on social media. I could send you a signed one, or you can get it on Amazon. Either way is support for me, and I appreciate that, guys. I truly do, and I'm trying to educate you guys to all the stuff that I can't talk about on YouTube. There's a lot that I can't talk about, and it's all in my books. And if you've been following me for a while, the truth bombs, the interviews, and you like what you see, consider supporting me with a flash drive or buying some of my books. Now, what else is going on in the world? What else are you guys up to? What's your opinion on Trump? Is he human? Is he in the dark side with Elon bringing in the NWO, or is he good? Linda, things are not that binary. Things don't work like that. Life is not binary. Life is not good versus evil. There's shades of gray that are in everything. And Trump has made some great picks, and he's made some awful picks. And he's learning. You got to understand, people like us, right? We have these little chats online, and everybody talks, and we all get our news from like social media and stuff, and we don't really watch the mainstream news because we know it's garbage. We all get our news from social media that tells us the real truth about things. But when you're that popular and that famous, you have people surrounding you. You always have an entourage, whether it's Secret Service or just yes men or just people that are just in general surrounding you. And it's they can't get the kind of information that we need. Now they're starting to. Elon buying Twitter and making a Twitter, Elon's starting to talk to people, like random everyday people, and learning things, which is fantastic because X is going to be the future of everything. X really is. So I don't know how many of you guys have Blue Sky that just came out, but don't waste your time with Blue Sky. First of all, if you look at it, it basically looks like a cheap carbon copy of Twitter. Blue Sky does. It's where Jack Dorsey went, from what I was told yesterday. Um, but yeah, I wanted you guys to, yeah. So he's made some good picks. He's made some bad picks. I think his heart is in the right place. I don't think people try and kill you if your heart is not in the right place when it comes to this kind of stuff. Riles. Trump was bought out in the 90s by Wilbur Ross, who was connected with the banking families such as the Rothschilds. Well, what if they get rid of the Federal Reserve? Will that change your mind about things? Because they look like they're going to do that. They're going to try and do that. Remove taxes, put back tariffs. And the other thing that you don't know, Riles, is that Trump, why they hate him so much, is about a year ago, he filed paperwork to have the debt discharged from every single American. Now, I can bring on my friend who's deep dove into that, who is a very familiar with law lingo and things of that nature. Everything goes back to the Rothschilds. My dad worked at the Olympic Tower when President Trump lived there before they bought the plaza. I love Trump. Listen, stop looking for a savior in politics and everything. Is he good? Is he bad? He's going to be a combination of both. Some people are more bad than good. Some people are more good than bad. That doesn't mean that they're both not there. And they're very, very open about that. So, Joseph, are we friends on Joseph Rebholz? Are we friends on social media? And the Fed and the IRS splinter the CIA for JFK. Yeah. You don't think that RFK Jr. has a bit of a grudge against the government that's been murdering his family members? He's going to kick ass. I hope so. Listen, I'm hopeful. There's a lot of things to be hopeful for. And there's a lot of things that won't get better. But you expect him to change the world in 4 years? It's going to be very interesting. Riles, what will replace the Fed? A central digital currency, most likely. So even if the Fed is disbanded, we have to pay attention to the replacement. True. That's what the WEF, and that's what everybody wants, the central digital currency. But people have been talking about Bitcoin. What will replace the Fed? How about this? Money backed by gold and silver. Is that not what's been done forever? Before usury. Isn't that what's been done forever? RFK Jr. Yes. His Pearl Girl. His Pearl Girl. Check your Twitter DM. And we'll talk after this live stream. XRP touched 1.25 today. Things looking up. Listen, Elon's been talking about Doge for fucking 4 years. And it goes up and down. I got into Doge a little bit. And then I stopped. And then I got into Shiba Inu. And then it burned to zero. And everything looked great. And then nothing happened. I don't play the cryptocurrency market. I don't mess with that. You know why? Because it'll have you up at 3 a.m. drinking coffee, watching the freaking charts, waiting for the markets to change or anything. You have to be ready at a moment's notice. I got better things to do than just sit on the toilet and watch the crypto move. But yeah, XRP did go up today. Yeah. I saw that. Not me. I'm in for the long. I'm sure you mean the long run. Hold. Just keep holding. Was all the UFO sightings and whistleblowing really all just a roundabout way to referring to super high tech stuff that they're just test piloting? Possibly. My mentor Jordan Maxwell had a very real alien encounter. Jimmy Carter, before he became president, talked about his very real alien encounter. When you're talking about disclosure, you guys have to understand, disclosure doesn't mean it's going to come out that aliens are real and we're going to get all this information out. It's not what disclosure is. Disclosure is revelation of technology that we have. That's what disclosure is. So it is possible. But also, Helios, think about this. Whatever we have right now, like stealth bombers or just the drones, and everything that we think is just top of the line, is about 30 years older than what we actually have in black box projects. If we stay in a system like we live in nowadays, gold backed is the best because of action, but I'm ready for a significant change in the human experience. I agree. Precious metals. Or collect precious metals, guys. Collect precious metals. If you can't afford gold, start stacking silver. Silver quarters from before 1960, was it 62? That they used to be silver? Whatever it is. Just get silver coins. Danette is back. I heard they're going to use the illegal voting issue to get buying to be on a blockchain to vote. Supposedly to be transparent to keep the dead people. Oh. The blockchain. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Have we forgot what happened to the kids in Hawaii? Over 300,000 K still unaccounted for crossing the border. It's a scary thing. We'll see what Trump does. We'll see what happens with all that. That's all I'll say. I must get in the shower. Y'all have a good day and weekend. You too, Heather. Have fun on your trip. Love silver. Very undervalued. Exactly. So, guys, now that even more people are in here to support me, my books, well, here's the thing. I just put in the chat debunkmywork.com. That's my website. All my social medias, my YouTube, my Rumble, my astrotheology work, my 8-book series, my kids' book, a way to email me at the bottom. Everything you ever needed from me is on that website, debunkmywork.com. And if you could support me with picking up a book, or if you want to get me a flash drive or something, if you want to get a flash drive from me, I would appreciate that. Hold on. JFK Executive Order 11110 silver. They didn't like that. Yeah. Well, that's what killed him, right? And that's what killed Lincoln. It was the greenbacks, right? Well, it's a different time now. Humans should be able to move and live anywhere without explaining to any government agency. Humans should be able to fish without that. I mean, listen, I'm hopeful that the government bureaucracy is going to get fucking kneecapped. I'm being nice. I hope that they trash and destroy small government, guys. It's too big. I mean, like, look at the stuff that the government spends money on. Like, it's disgusting. Anyway, guys, so I appreciate you guys coming here. Maybe I'll come on a little bit later and I'll try. And I'll talk to you soon.